What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of REV Sports. Wrap it up. Welcome back, Soul, again. 2 weeks in a row, guys. We've gone 0 days without missing Soul. Right. So far. But we're here. Obviously, we're here with the lovely Soul, my boy Tushka, wrapping everything up in the world of sports. We got a lot to get to because a lot of playoffs. A lot of people who can't stay out of the news for good and bad reasons. And but to do that, we've got to round the bases first, in which the Reds did it first, and they didn't. They won today. But I think the biggest news of the Reds is the fact that they won a game by scoring 24 runs, which is insane. They followed it up by going back to being the Reds, but we had that one little glorious moment. Hang the band at this point.
Them's football numbers.
Yeah, them's football numbers. 24-3, I think it was. That's a football score on that. The Red Sox are above 500, so you've got that. Your Royals are still below 500. Hey, you won the World Series, and you got a band.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, 90 years ago? Yeah, we're right.
Yeah. And then Cody Bellinger. I know we got a slide there. Cody Bellinger doing Cody Bellinger things. Beating the allegation, guys. He's now homered our 423 straight years in a row. All right. Go Cody. Yeah. So great.
I wonder what that prop bet's going to be next year.
Yeah. And speaking of prop bets, Castellanos of the Phillies now. But there's this little trend that he unfortunately is a part of he homers whenever bad stuff happens. It started in 2020 when he was playing for the Reds. He homered during Tom Brennan's on-air apology for using a homophobic slur, creating a viral meme where the guy was just like, I meant it, wear the headset again. And there's a long fly knock by Castellanos. Homer grunted 4-2. I might not ever wear this headset again. And he goes, made the viral meme. People did it. And then in 2021, he homered during a Royals broadcast eulogizing World War II veteran George Gorman. So, yeah, they were like, oh, George Gorman was this great guy. And there's Castellanos going up. Like, it was, all right, there's that. He homered on the 20th anniversary of September 11th. So he did that. He hit a postseason homer while broadcasters discussed former Phillies manager Charlie Manuel's stroke recovery. That was in 2023. He homered after Joe Biden announced his withdrawal from the 2024. I mean, it's ridiculous that there's more than four, right? So, in turn, unfortunately, the Pope did pass away earlier this week. Thoughts and prayers and all that to that because Pope Francis, he was cool. Great. I think everyone.
He was a good one.
Yeah, I think everyone liked Pope Francis. From our perspective, we're pro Francis here. But yeah, I'm glad he's not hurting anymore. But at the end of that, switching back to Castellanos. So as soon as this happened, he immediately went from plus 750 to even odds in all the sports books to homer. It was the most bet single player prop bet of the day. And he unfortunately didn't homer. So Vegas made a lot of money off of the Pope's death. In a way, it's kind of weird on that. I know it's not part of the weird running the bases, but yeah, that's just a crazy thing on how sports and gambling, go together on that, and what triggers someone putting a lot of money on someone. So that's crazy there. But baseball is still young in its season. Still a lot of twists and turns to go around, and nobody's bitching about the torpedo bat anymore. No one said anything about that, so it's kind of like me and Tushka said.
Playoff time.
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah. Oh yeah, it's gonna be crazy there. One of a couple of Mets fans I saw are pissed about their season. I'm like, you're first place in everything. I don't shut up. Yeah. You didn't spend the money on Soto, so what do you care? But we are now switching, unless you'll have any other thoughts on baseball going on so far.
Yeah, I just want to know what was Castellanos doing on 9/11?
The actual 9/11, because he homered on the 20th anniversary of
it. Maybe the sinking of the Lusitania.
Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's so many important dates that where was this motherfucker, and why was he hitting home runs on those days? Yeah. Maybe that's the root cause. Maybe he's the genesis of it. It's not that he gets inspired by it and actually bats well. Because he's batting well, that that's the butterfly effect. So put the bat down, man. Put the bat down, bud.
I forgot this. He hit a grand slam hours before Ovechkin broke Wayne Gretzky's record.
Like, well, that's a good thing. That's
I know it's a good thing, but it's just odd.
Yeah.
It's just odd. You know, they had a nickel for every time Castellanos homered during. I have nickels, which isn't a lot, but.
All right, you're banned from coding. That's been like 3 shows in a row.
I like it.
Except it's a lot more nickels this time. Usually it's just 2.
A lot more nickels than 2, Dr. Doofenshmirtz. All right. But
Josh can count.
Yeah. only on Wednesdays. That's it. Every other day, figure out your own shit because I can't do it.
We got calculators.
But speaking of figuring out the stuff, some teams are figuring out how they're going to do in basketball because the NBA playoffs have begun.
They have.
And so the Heat's not off to a good start, but they're at least made the playoffs.
Hey. We're going to talk about the play-ins for a second, though, because that's where the Heat did well.
There you go.
But before we do that, I'm going to apologize real quick. I took Bleacher Report's bracket, and they shared the wrong bracket, and then I just trusted them, and I shared the wrong bracket last week. So we have the correct bracket this time. So this is... Because I was looking at you, I was like, this bracket looks a little weird, but I'm going to just go with it. We all just went with it. But now we have the correct bracket. So I do apologize to everyone. We apologize to everyone.
Yeah,
Here's the correct
there was
bracket.
a lot of internet confusion because even whenever we were looking at the playing games, me and my family, it was like, okay, which bracket are we actually looking at? Like, which one's the real one? So I blame you, internet, you son of a bitch.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. It's your fault. It's your fault, internet.
Yep.
But play-in tournament. We have the Miami Heat, Orlando Magic made it out of the East. Golden State Warriors and Memphis Grizzlies made it out of the West. Chicago Bulls have lost 3 years in a row to the same team, my Miami Heat. Miami Heat are the first 10 seed to make it into a playoff, and we have Davion Mitchell to thank for that. We got a little video. Just got to thank my boy.
This ain't no little video, but it's a good.
No 10 seed has ever advanced to the playoffs out of the play-in. 106, 1.3 on the clock. Overtime.
Let's see who has the momentum here to start this OT.
Oklahoma boy right there, Trae Young.
I know how badly our group wanted to get in this thing. I could see it in their eyes. I could feel it with their hearts.
12, baby.
And Davion has given us that passion.
Mitchell using the Adebayo screen. Hero, bottom.
Davion Mitchell puts the Hawks in rotation defensively.
He wears all of his emotions on his sleeve, and I know how badly he wants this.
Davion Mitchell lines it up. He hits a 3.
He has really been a tone setter for the Heat.
We know who the main guy is. Try to slow him down. We know we're not going to hold him to 0 points, but try to slow him down, make him take tough shots.
Travel, Trae Young.
Mitchell, again, defensively there.
Davion Mitchell, he's a dog, he's a pit bull. He's a menace on that side of the ball, man.
Mitchell, again! Davion Mitchell is lethal!
He has been electric here on the road.
And Mitchell is taken down, and Mann picks up the foul. Fired up. Offense and
Don't tell Michael Vick, but he's got that dog in him.
He's been the man in overtime. Mitchell, step back. Off the rim. Mitchell gets in there and saves it. Davion Mitchell continues.
Getting that rebound was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Davion Mitchell owns the night.
Game-sealing bucket.
We got to do what it takes to win. We're going to play hard every game. We play with confidence. It's kind of hard to be stopped, honestly.
The Miami Heat going to the playoffs.
I'm made for these coaches, man. I'm just blessed to be with these group of guys, go through adversity with them, but job's not finished. Hey, just us on 3. 1, 2, 3. Just us.
Hey, there we go.
There you go. Well, Davion Mitchell, former NCAA champion with Baylor. This is his 3rd team, but it's exactly the Davion Mitchell that I saw in Baylor and why I think he's a solid pro. So hats off to him. You always like it when those players step up that aren't the star players, quote unquote. to really take a game over. We see that every once in a while, and it's always special when you see it. Davian. So shout out to Davian. Well done to get you to the playing game. We're not going to talk about that afterwards, but you got to the playing game.
Hey, you got us there. And fun stat, Tyler Hero has made it to the playoffs every year that he's been a professional. So congrats to Hero there. But someone did post online that the Miami Heat got their joy back after beating Jimmy in the Golden State and hadn't lost a game since that matchup until the Cavs. But we're not going to talk about that just yet. That we got our joy back. We won every single game to had a strong end to the season. We're the first 10 seed to ever make it into the playoffs. Let's go. But Josh, want to tell us a little bit about the rest of the playoffs?
Yeah. So the Cavs, I think, have gotta love that Jim Moore's bit. So let's see. The Miami Heat, unfortunately, are down 0-2 now. The game just wrapped up before we. Wrap up. Okay, do the pun. Wrapped up right before we went live. It doesn't look good because Cavs are just better. Just straight up.
It is what it is.
The Thunder have beaten the Grizzlies by combined 70 points in 2 games.
Yeah, it's cool. We can talk about the other people. We'll have the rest of the playoffs to talk about the Thunder.
Okay. The Nuggets and Clippers are tied 1 apiece. Trying to. Come on, give me the daggone scores. And then the Warriors won the first game against the Rockets. Cavaliers, like we said, just went up 2-0. Pacers are up 2 games against the Bucks. Knicks and Pistons are tied 1 apiece in the series. I think I said the Lakers and Timberwolves are also tied 1 apiece. The Celtics won their first game against the Magic, and they won tonight by 9 points as well. So they are also have taken a 2-0 lead. And right now, about 5 minutes to halftime, the Houston is up 44-29 on Golden State as it stands right there. So, Tushka, Oklahoma City's really good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, they're looking really fucking good. Yeah. I mean, kind of watching, that video with the Heat. Good for them to get their shine. But unfortunately, it looks like they will be running into the buzzsaw that is Cleveland. But what I'm also noticing is that you've got to have team play. You have to have a moderately deep bench. But you also have to have somebody who can just take control of the game. And that's what's going to take to win the championships this year. And Jay Morant for the Grizzlies is not him. He's not it. I'm sorry. I mean, he might be extremely talented. He just cannot take control of the game because he can't take control of himself. And you could just see, our backups were scoring all over the Grizzlies. And that was in Game 1. And Game 2 was a little bit closer. You saw a little bit of what we saw in Game 1, where about the third quarter, you could tell the game was just in the Thunder's hand. And so the refs actually get a little bit lax on the calls because they're wanting to go home. They're like, hey, we know who's going to win this one. Let's wrap it up, guys. Yeah. You can hit each other. You can hack. And they did that. There was 3 or 4 non-calls. But then in that span, the Grizzlies also knocked back 4 straight 3-pointers. So that kind of shifted it a little bit to where they got within 10. So then we brought the starters back and kind of put it back on, put the screws back on them. So, but it's still, I mean, it's any given Sunday, to a degree. I mean, even though we're playing on every day of the week, and it's a game of 7, so you can't just be good one day and win the whole series. You've got to be consistent. You got to be healthy, and that's where I'm really excited for this team because we've got such a stacked team. Such a deep bench, and everybody's motivated and everybody's bought in. So it feels like it could be the year.
Might be your year.
I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to get, I want to kind of manage expectations, but we're definitely getting real excited here in Oklahoma. And, just another team with KC in the name, getting a championship and a dub, hopefully. You know what I mean?
The one thing, I was watching the game last night with some of my buddies, and when we were watching it, and Caruso hit 2 threes in a row, and we're like, oh crap, they're done. Caruso hit 2 threes in a row. For those who don't know, Caruso is not known for his shooting. He's known for being a lockdown defender, and he's very good at that. So when
he had a hot hand.
When he had a hot hand, when Caruso's having a hot hand, you're screwed. That's it. You're done. He has a career of 37% from three, which is not bad at all. But for a typical NBA guard, you would figure be right around the 40 to 43 range in that. So yeah, just the fact that we know he's not known for his 3-point shooting, and he had a heat check at one point last night, and it's Oklahoma City is fun to watch.
Yeah, and I can't remember what the stat was, but it was him and another player actually had like more points, or not points, sorry, more playing time than the starters. At some point in the game, and I don't know. You just love to see that where you're able to be basically just proficient. I can't remember not the technical, but anyways, just you be proficient with it, be effective, and still be motivated, and have that depth. It's exciting. So, loving it.
But the best series so far is definitely the Lakers.
You're getting a little low there, Josh.
Oh, sorry.
Repeat
I was saying the best series right now is the Lakers and Timberwolves by far, as far as all the storylines. And speaking about the Lakers and the Timberwolves, Nico Harrison finally spoke publicly, and he said, "I didn't know that Luka was important to the fan base. I didn't quite know what level." What? That's like the Romans being like, "Oh, I didn't know Jesus was the Son of God." Like, what are you talking about? How are you that oblivious?
He said a lot of things in that press conference that people are just like, Nico, shut up. just stop talking. You are digging your grave further. And especially like when he was just like, defense wins championships, and we're like, okay, Nico, sure. Like,
you can pay other defenders. You can't replace Luka.
It was
generational talent for a reason, but
he's been saying so many things, and then I love that there was a reporter that just did not give a fuck and was just like, why shouldn't you be fired? Like, straight up asked him that question.
Dude.
He's like, I think I did a good job this year. Okay, Nico.
I mean, at this point, just let him talk. I mean, it's at least good content. It's dumb. It's borderline R word, but it's freaking great.
I mean,
I didn't realize how popular he was. Just the #1 selling jersey on 2 different teams. Like, come on, bud, get out of here.
And when you're pissing off Dirk, who is like loves the city, loves the Mavs as much, and Dirk is saying like, I don't know what's going on with this organization right now. I'm not happy with it. Like, he's spoken up about that. That's not good.
Yeah, he's Mr. Mavericks. Like, he is the house that Doncic built. Like, so not Doncic, but Dirk. Sorry.
Yeah.
The D names, foreign, whatever. I got there.
That's cool.
They're from Europe.
He had the keys to the house for a little bit, but he didn't build it. Yeah.
No, he didn't build it, but he hung banners, which is
built this city. Yeah. Sorry.
You also had some other people. You had Steve Nash, Michael Finley, Jason Kidd for the time. I mean,
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, some really good talent coming out of there.
Who they're also hanging out to dry as the coach of the team.
Could you imagine if Dirk actually got stepped into some admin roles up there?
I don't know.
Maybe a little GM spot.
It's weird. Once Mark Cuban stepped away as like the primary owner, shit hit the fan.
And people are going, oh, the value of the Mavs are going down. Maybe he'll buy it back, like Dallas fans. And I was like, no way is he buying that back after them tanking their reputation the way they have.
Yeah.
I just feel like
it's at cheap cost.
Nico's too close to Jerry Jones on making bad decisions at this point. I think that's probably what it is.
Man,
hey,
something's in the water in Dallas, man.
It's the Jerry Jones playbook. Just make sure they talk about you. Doesn't matter how bad it is. Just make sure they talk about you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dallas, at least you get Paige.
Yes, you do get Paige.
Yeah, don't ruin her, you son of a bitch.
I don't think you can, but they ruined Luka. So
looking at you, D-Town.
Yeah. All right. Well, we unfortunately have to switch to some sadder news.
Yeah.
Our boy Pop just can't get out of the woods. Spurs coach Greg Popovich was taken to a hospital after a medical incident at a restaurant Tuesday night, but is now home and doing fine, according to sources. The 76-year-old Popovich, who is the oldest coach in NBA history, had a mild stroke in November and missed the rest of the season. According to TMZ, which first reported the medical incident, Popovich was placed onto a stretcher and taken to a hospital with what officials said was a non-life-threatening injury or illness. Sources told TMZ that Popovich was alert when he entered the ambulance. Assistant coach Mitch Johnson took over as an interim basis after San Antonio's season finale. He said, "I think I haven't had time to deal with it yet. This organization is still prioritizing Pop's health. In time, he will do what he needs to do and make decisions that will go through this organization on very many levels. We really put together that plan as a group. The organization has steadfastly maintained internally that it would let Popovich decide whether he wants to return for a 30th season in San Antonio. Sources who have been in contact with Popovich since his stroke have said that the coach has expressed to them an intention to return to the bench next season." Popovich is, this is pretty, not to put it, like, a lot of times these type legendary coaches. Bear Bryant once talked to Woody Hayes, Bear Bryant, Alabama, one of the greatest college football coaches ever, talked to Woody Hayes one time. It's a famous quote or whatever. Woody Hayes was just like, What do you like? You hung it up. What should you do? He was like, find a hobby, because once football is gone, you see these greats just, that's it. It's hard. It's like maybe a heartbroken, because that is kind of I know it's not a medical term, but that is kind of a thing of like you die from heartbreak.
And his wife is gone too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. His wife passed away 4 or 5 years ago, something around there, but it's very recent in a sense. And
7 years,
2018. Yeah. So it's still recent. And so basketball is his life now. And if you take that away from him, one love is already gone, which is his wife. If you take his other love, I get scared about just thinking about that. So Get well, Pop. Hope you can return to the sidelines or do something in the organization to where you can keep your brain and mentals and all that stuff to make sure that it translates to your body as well. Stay healthy.
Prayers, good vibes, whatever energy or God you believe in, sending all of that over to Pop, because he's a good one. And yeah, you hate to see him going through this rough patch.
Yeah. And Wemby with the blood clots and all
I know, yeah. That scares me just as someone who's a Chris Bosh fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe pick up some crocheting, Popovich.
Yeah.
I'm
just thinking like
macrame pair of your own shorts or something.
Well, he saw Ben Stiller's character in Happy Gilmore and how much he worked them about the quilts, and he was like, all right, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
So,
dude, don't hate on quilts, man. Quilts are pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are. It's just
yeah.
He tortured those sweet old people in Happy Gilmore. Anyway,
sleep. Or I will put you to sleep.
Moving on to novelty acts. It's a crazy story. Shannon Sharpe, Jesus. Shannon Sharpe. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's a kind of an odd soundbite for what I'm about to read. So Shannon Sharpe was accused of sexual assault. He was accused of sexual assault in the Nevada lawsuit. The accuser, who was 19 at the time, she met Sharpe in 2023, says in a legal filing in the pair had a nearly 2-year relationship, during which time Sharpe was aggressive and allegedly art her. Sharpe has denied the allegations, said he is the target of a shakedown. The suit seeks more than $50 million in compensatory. And punitive
compensatory.
Damage. Thank you. Gosh, brain, read right.
That's right. That's right. This is a numbers name, not a words name.
Oh gosh. According to the suit, the woman met. I'm like talking about like some crazy stuff, and I can't read. According to the suit, the woman met Sharpe, currently age 56, in a Los Angeles gym and had a rocky consensual relationship. After many months of manipulating and controlling plaintiff, a woman more than 30 years younger than he, and repeatedly threatened to brutally choke and violently slap her. Sharp refused to accept the answer no, and our plaintiff, despite her sobbing and repeated screams of no, the complaint alleges. The woman alleges that Sharp ard her as recently as January. In addition, she alleges in the suit that Sharp is insisted on recording some of the sexual encounters, sometimes without her consent or knowledge, and shared the videos with his friends and associates. Sharp accused the woman's lawyer, Tony Busby, of filing a fraudulent lawsuit and threatened to sue for defamation. Busby has also worked with several female massage therapists who accused NFL star Deshaun Watson of sexual assault. On Tuesday, April 22nd, Busby released an audio clip, and then today, the 23rd, Busby released a second audio clip to TMZ, allegedly featuring Sharp making violent threats towards the plaintiff. Sharp released a text message of dirty talk, alleging that the audio is still being taken out of context and that this is how they talk to one another. In response to the explosive leak, Sharp's representatives moved swiftly to frame the conversation as part of a broader, allegedly consensual relationship dynamic. Sharp's camp claims that conversations of this nature were common between Sharp and the woman. They argued that the clip is a tiny excerpt without precise date or context and does not accurately portray the nature of the relationship. Sharp allegedly tried to settle the accuser for at least $10 million, which was revealed by his attorney on that. So you've got something for the Breakfast Club?
Yeah, so I listened to the Breakfast Club speaking about this and their coverage. I enjoyed their coverage because a lot of times when stuff like this happens, you'll have people that automatically go to like, he did it. And then you'll have people going, she's a whore, she's a slut, she's doing this all for money. And so they kind of like go into camps. And I like that the Breakfast Club didn't take a camp. They just like presented the facts, said like, this is what the lawsuit says, this is what Shannon Sharp says, this is what she said. And then they kind of just was like, whether it's true or not, we won't know till this all plays out. Like, it's kind of fucking weird that he's, as a man in his 50s, was with a 19-year-old. That, not illegal at all. Still weird. But I was just like, I agree with that sentiment. Like, even if nothing happened, and that it ends up that what she is alleging is not true, that still part feels icky to me, is that a man his age being with a woman that young. However, the way I really feel about this is if it's true, he's a monster. If it's not true, she's a monster. So, yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah, just got to let it play out at this point. Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend. So
yeah, that is also weird.
It's also weird, yeah. But this is
Leonardo
one of those
DiCaprio
things.
And all of his 24-year-old girlfriends.
Yep.
No,
very weird.
Yeah, it has to be 24, guys. We already know his cutoff, right? Once they turn 25, they've overstayed their welcome.
Get your old ass out of here.
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, 25 is old. Okay. Yeah, I'm just waiting for this to play out because it feels like it depends on the time of day. As new stuff comes out, and if ESPN needs to go ahead and let everything play out, and that'll
be the real indicator is what ESPN does about it. Like if he gets let go, then that's going to be like the biggest indicator.
Yeah, because they have to. That way they're aware. They don't get sued by Shannon, because if they wrongfully terminate them and let them go for things that turns out are alleged or false, then they could be countersued by Sharp's team, which they will probably do is probably suspend, obviously, because it's not going to be good for him to be on TV right now for anybody. What is he going to do? Oh yeah, by the way, don't forget all that. So the Lakers are 5. Like, no, we're not talking about that right now. Okay, so they will probably suspend them pending lawsuit and let it play out, and then make their decision there. If they, like you were saying, if they do terminate him prior to, probably not looking good for Shannon, because they're not this ESPN. If you thought Shannon was being sued for $50 million, they're paying Shannon $100 million. You don't think he's going to come back and go after him for that and more, for the time that he missed and whatnot. So I just let it play out. Yeah, it's creepy for him having a relationship with a 19-year-old. It's not illegal, and we'll let the court do their thing to see if stuff happened. But there's a lot of he said, she said, literally on tape. But the fact that Shannon Sharp did come out and was just like, release the sex tape. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But that's his defense is release the sex tape. I don't care.
But it's also evidence.
It's also evidence. Yep.
And I mean, and in the court of public opinion, that's kind of really all that matters for your career at this point. You know, as if what the public's perception of who you are and what you did, you know, remains intact. I mean, shoot, whenever he, you know, released his first sex video.
Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird. And he had heat, and he kind of tried to hide it under the rug. Oh man, I accidentally, you know, someone hacked my shit, all right? Then came back and was like, you know what? Nope, I'm gonna own up to it. So kind of feels like maybe this is a little bit of the situation. But really, yeah, I mean, it seems like kind of the communication is going to be the biggest aspect, because myself being in a relationship with someone considerably younger, they like to communicate in a different way, and they're a little bit freakier than my generation, I would say. And so that even kind of thinking of that, it's like, oh man, like it feels kind of weird saying that stuff like out loud on a phone or a recording device too. It's stuff that's supposed to be kind of intimate in the bedroom. But I mean, just people's sexuality is out front and open, and people are a lot more, just open with it. Whereas people maybe, my age or, older, they're a little bit more closeted with it, or they're just a little bit more, kind of protective, and, feels like, hey, that's just, kind of for, that special time. But I don't know, it's an interesting dynamic as far as, with the wording and such actions too, because there are people that like to spit in each other's mouths. Fucking weird. There are people that like to get slapped. Kind of weird. Right? People do like get choked. I mean, those, I'm just saying, like, I'm not like defending either one of these. It's just, it's kind of just this weird sexual dynamic. And when people are perverts and freaks, I mean, they kind of let that flag fly, a little bit louder. And that's in text, that's in phone calls, that's in things that are easily obtainable for the court of law. Yeah. So we will see kind of, as it unfolds, what exactly that does look like, as far as like who, not necessarily who is the victim, but I mean, as far as like who is kind of the culprit in this manner. I mean, no matter what, you should never have anything happen without consent, period.
Yeah.
Whether it's a technical legal age or, I mean, I know for us morally, that's a little bit of an ambiguous line as far as their age gap, but we'll see as it kind of shakes out. Not sure as far as the court dates, if they've really had anything. I haven't seen anything of that nature yet. Sometimes these take several months. Yeah. For the whole ESPN of it, he's not really like the main host of a show. Right, he's kind of more of a guest on First Take, so they could do without him. Plus, he's got his own Club Shay Shay. He's got his own source of income and revenue, so he's doing fine there. If ESPN does suspend him, and they probably will suspend with pay, I'd imagine. But
his Ocho Cinco show too.
The interesting part for me was that they were in the middle of settling, and then she dropped she put the lawsuit out. So they were, and that's what the attorney revealed, is that they were about to settle for $10 million.
Yeah.
And then she backed out of that. So that's the interesting part for me here. unfortunately, both here on this show and then my previous YouTube live doing entertainment stuff, I've had to cover SA.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked about it in the way of, and I said it a little bit earlier, is that if it is true, this is absolutely terrible, and like it'll change my view of Shannon Sharpe forever. If this is not true, the damage that it does to people who actually experience this, and the damage that it does to Shannon Sharpe's legacy, because there will be people who, no matter what, believe. There's still people. It went through the courts, and there's still people that believe Amber Heard.
Yeah, there's probably still a Deshaun Watson camp somewhere, no matter how small that one is.
Well,
yes.
Never mind. Nope. Keep going, Soul.
So, like, there's part of the public is always going to believe this about you now that it's come out, no matter what the outcome is. So, if it ends up not being true, like, that sucks for Shannon Sharpe, and that sucks for survivors to have another reason why we're not believed when we come forward, or another reason not to come forward because we won't be believed. So yeah, this sucks.
Yeah, it sucks because either it's gonna ruin the reputation of and the legacy that Shannon always talks about it with his 12 brothers and sisters, one floor. Like he talks about his upbringing and how much him and his brother's getting inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, finally, and he was probably gonna be the one to give the speech to induct him, and Shannon, like that Sterling is his idol. And he always talks about, like, he was the video of him telling his brother he's in Canton. Sterling was just in shock, but Shannon was just a puddle of just, he's like, how great this day is that he gets to finally tell his brother that he's in Canton. And if it's and if he did this stuff, you screwed it. But if he didn't, like I said, just let the courts play out. But it's just a bad situation because the court of public opinion, I forget exactly the line that Daredevil says in Spider-Man, but it's a really good line about the court of public opinion. So if you all get the reference, look it up, because I don't remember off the top of my head. But it's a really good line.
Two Daredevil references in the show already, with me earlier saying we built this city.
Yeah. So, it's a good show, guys. It has its flaws, but it's a good show. Go watch it.
Yeah, speaking of quilts, it's a show that's pretty much a quilt.
Yeah.
Stitched together.
Yeah.
But yeah, you talk about the Hall of Fame aspect. That will be July 31st through August 3rd. So interesting. That's about 3.5 months away. Well, no. Good Lord. God bless. It's almost May already. Yeah. So yeah, three months. Yeah, pretty much to the date. So who knows what that looks like for the court dates? Of course, we will get more information. But yeah, fucking sucks, man. People just be better to each other. Be better. Treat people nice. Keep the things in the bedroom. And I don't know, man. Just quit fucking around and quit, because we don't want to find out.
No, there's a
reason.
Well, unfortunately, no one else is in the room when it happened. No, they got video and recordings of that shit. So
yeah. Which I don't know. Maybe that's a testament. Hey, film yourself having sex. You never know. You never know what's gonna happen.
that would be an odd.
So kicking and screaming.
Yeah. I would. Never mind.
Are we still talking about sex tapes?
That would be an odd conversation to have your kid discovers that tape. All right. So kicking and screaming. Go ahead, Soul.
This was a very good week for Tushka and a very bad week for Josh. So going into MLS, focusing just on our teams, Inter Miami won a very important game against the Columbus Crew, 1-0, with a great diving header from Benjamin Gramowski. New York Red Bulls lost to DC United 2-1. And Sporting Kansas City beat San Jose Earthquakes 5-3 in
Yes, sir.
a very high-scoring game.
So proud.
We can score now, guys. We can do it. Might not be able to stop anything, but we can score.
And then on to NWSL. Racing Louisville lost 4-1. I'll repeat that, 4-1 to San Diego Wave. But KC Current, they beat the Houston Dash 2-0.
And that's not even the worst part. So I don't even like the fact that you have to type this out. And when you send it to me, I had to take the day.
Yeah, I sent this to Josh, and all I got back was no.
Yeah, I was straight up Darth Vader at the end of Return of Virginia.
So sad news for Josh, and all of us really, but mostly Josh. It has been reported that Trinity Rodman will be out indefinitely due to a back injury. She has had struggles with her back for a while now and has played through the pain for a good part of last year. I'm going to just need her to rest. I need her to heal up. Do what you need to do, girl. Have fun with your boyfriend. Not too much fun. Take care of that back. So that you'll be good in time for 2027. So, yeah, rest up, Josh. Your girl. How you feeling?
You know, it's just a sad day when you find out that Superman bleeds. So, you know, it just... I need her. You know, it comes with the territory of the sports. If anything, your body has wear and tear on it. But she's Trinity Rodman, you know, and so if this must be one hell of a back injury because it does. If she could play, she's gonna go.
Yeah. Well, see the team she's on. Like, she has to carry the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
They're that bad. No, I'm just kidding.
No, they're not that bad. She's just that good that she can carry the team and still go. But yes, that's probably why her back is hurts because she's that good. But just when she sent that to me, I was like, God, I need to take a seat. I need to sit down. This sucks because it's like you just don't know because back injuries is just so fickle. It's not like a boom, you know, the recovery time great. Back injuries can just derail. I mean, Matthew Stafford, it took 3 years out of his career of like seasons. Now, granted, he's still able to go because he's a tough son of a bitch, but back just
Yeah, she even, and as young as she is, she was just like, I'm not the same player I was before. There's stuff about my back that will never be the same as it was when my rookie season. Remember, she was a rookie at 18, so like she has played for a while now, but she's still very, very young in her early 20s. And it's been a few years now what she's dealing with her back. So yeah, I don't know. As good as she can get with her back now, she's saying she's not going to be able to go back to the way she was, but maybe she'll be something different and better. Who knows?
Yeah,
we can rebuild her
with her high level of income in today's modern like medical science. I mean, come on now. I mean, we can get something done.
Does she like crepes?
Yeah, this little thin pancakes.
You like them all the time. I don't care. Break it. All right, that ends the Talladega Nights. Sure, go ahead.
No, I mean, but yeah, for your back, I mean, that is the core of your whole body. Central nervous system. I mean, the foundation of your skeletal, you know, support. Like it sucks. I mean, me having back problems, it sucks. And I'm not a professional athlete. I'm not having to go out there every day and put my body through a grind. I mean, I get the luxury of being able to sit on the couch for a good portion of the night, and not have to worry about drug tests. So it sucks. I mean, as much as I love giving Trinity Rodman shit, just because of Josh and the feud, yeah, it really does suck. And I wish she wasn't that selfish and just not playing. It's weird.
Listen,
yeah.
Man.
I mean, maybe if she was doing something noble like giving birth and starting a family, then it wouldn't be as selfish. But
noble, that's selfish, man. That's selfish.
Providing for the entire world.
No, it's selfish.
Was Dennis
man.
Rodman selfish whenever?
How long's the season? How long's the season?
I don't know. It feels like forever.
Okay.
It
8 months.
started a little bit ago.
I know. At any point, there's not a 9-month break. I know that. Much maternity leave and all the other stuff. So, no, it's just another thing. That's also another thing that sucks is because me and Tushka can't carry on this bit right now because both of them are out indefinitely. Yep. Yeah. And we need them, and be selfish as Americans. We need you back for the national team. So
yeah, and we saw she was back. It had been since the her getting the gold medal that it was her first time back with the U.S. Women's National Team, and she scored a goal, and then now it's just like, oh, her back again. And she even in her celebration did the, oh, my back, just kidding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was just, last week? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, Brennan. Hello there.
Bud. Hello there.
But going on, we have Josh's sadness. Now we're going to go to my joy. We've had enough of Josh's sadness.
Oh no, we're gonna keep it. Hey, this is another. It's gonna keep going with my sadness. This is the episode brought to you by kicking me in the.
Oh, sorry. What? I'm sorry. What? I just messed with it.
But the big story for me, my Leeds, they're going up. They're going to be in the Premier League next year. With 2 games still left to go, Leeds United clinched promotion to the Premier League with their 6-0 win against Stoke City in the EFL Championship. As my fellow Leeds fans know, last year we crapped the bed at the end of the season. We didn't clinch an automatic promotion spot and had to go into the 4-team promotion tournament. And we lost the final game at Wembley, which that game is known every year as the most expensive game in football history. This is due to the massive financial implications of promotion to the Premier League. The winner gains substantial revenue increases from commercials and matchday sales and secure Premier League broadcasting revenue, and the team that loses out on a lot. And I'm saying a lot of millions of dollars when they lose. Millions. So we're back in the Premier League, baby.
Let's go, Leeds.
Let's go.
I just found out that you existed. Good job.
Who are they leading?
But
horses.
Let's watch the lads celebrating.
Nope, sorry, wasn't ready for this one. Dude, that move to slam it on the ground, epic.
We're going up, baby.
Oh, that's what they're saying? I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I thought they were saying aluminium. This guy is going nuts right there, though.
For real, though.
He was almost like choking someone. It was like, all right, bud, you settle down. All right, okay, he's cut off. No more champagne for this guy.
Yeah. One thing, so I will ask, just as an actual question, but also just for people who don't know about Premier League and how the get regulated. We're not regulated. Relegated.
Warren G?
Well, you know what?
Yes.
You know how many times I've said regulated when it comes to this situation? Yeah. It really means that's from Young Guns, dog. Anyway, so when you go up, right? Because I've kind of got my education from watching the Wrexham show as far as how it kind of works, but fill in the gaps for us. So when you go up, you get more money because the league provides more money to that club, correct? They get
so you're getting TV rights, you're getting just the revenue share that happens in the top of the pyramid is a lot more than what you get the more down the pyramid you get. And one thing about promotion and relegation, so if you're looking at American sports, like let's say you're a team like the White Sox and you suck. And is there any reason really to try your best if you know you're not going to make playoffs and there's no there's nothing that if you're the worst team, like nothing really bad happens to you or your team. Whereas in soccer, except for in the United States and Canada, but in soccer, if you are the worst team, you go down a level. You lose a lot of revenue. And sometimes you have to sell your players, which then it can lead into you then getting worse and worse and going down several levels. That happens to sometimes, like being relegated can destroy a club and make them go down several levels because of just the ripple effects that happen. Or then we're seeing the opposite happen with Wrexham, of them going, they've risen each year and gotten more and more famous, more and more money, more like their club and that town, like the revenue for that town as well has gone up. Right. So this is from a business standpoint too, and just from there's a lot at play if your team sucks. If your team sucks, you want to be just enough better than the worst 3 teams in your division, just so that way you're not relegated.
So, which brings me to my next question. When you do go up within leagues, and so you get a lot more revenue to pay your players, how many of the players that are on the team currently will get basically relegated themselves because they're not good enough, because now Leeds has enough money to buy certain other better players that they couldn't afford previously? How much percentage of a roster and this might be a question you might not know, but how much of a roster on an average basis, when they finally do go up a league, how much of some of those players unfortunately get cut because they can afford better players?
It depends. Some keep the rosters and just add a few more here, get rid of just a few players. Some completely scrap their teams and just get new players. So it's kind of in between, like not that much and the whole team. He's somewhere in between there. But yeah, there's now talks of like, okay, what Leeds players is going to be on the team next year? What Leeds players is we're gonna get rid of? What Leeds players are we gonna put on loan somewhere else so we can pick other people up? That's for the front office to decide over the summer. Yeah. But yeah, so it is going to be a different team. The starting 11 will most likely be different. There'll still be, I assume Brendan Aronson is still going to be there. I assume Ethan Ampadu is still going to be there. So we'll figure it out. We'll see.
Because that's the one thing. It's just like that's the reason that was popped in my head when I saw all of them celebrating. I'm like, you're celebrating because you accomplished something great, and you probably accomplished it. And now, congratulations, we don't need you anymore because we can afford someone better. And it's just part of the business, part of the game. I understand it, but I've just always been curious of like, yeah, you went up, but your team's not as good as the bottom 3 of the Premier League. Maybe, I don't know, but
you also get bonuses too.
Yeah, I know
like
that
individually.
It's like getting a Rolex where they fire you, in a sense. It's just I just feel like in the back of my mind, I'm like, I finally helped this club achieve something very, very great and something that's going to be remembered forever, which is great because you're always going to be those players that remember it for it, but you're still going to get knocked just because you're still not good enough to compete in the league that you helped your team get to, and that just sucks.
Yeah. I mean, one of the great think about like Patrick Bamford, or who I like to call him Bumford because he's a bum. He was part of the team that helped them get promoted to the Premier League last time, and he was a great championship player, and he was an awful Premier League player, and we kept fucking playing him in the starting 11 every single week, and he was a bum.
That was probably the most Boston thing of you. He's a bum.
He's a bum. His father was a bum. His grandfather was a bum. I don't know why I went 1950s.
Yes, eh?
Yeah.
Smoking cigars in airplanes.
When they came over on that boat was a bum. Like I don't know.
No,
That's
but
probably what a Bostonian would say, by the way.
Yeah. Well, to the money of it though, it looks like it's about 94.9 million pounds, as far as some of the international and other contracts, broadcast deals, which equals to about 136 million. And then for Leeds, their highest paid payer is Patrick Bamford, 3.6 million pounds, which equates
Worth
to
it.
4.7 or 4.8 million dollars.
According to Sully, he's due for a raise.
Yeah, something of that nature. But yeah.
He's an agent.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, like really, I mean, we're gonna be able to track this Leeds progression now. Now that they're in the Premier, I'm sure Soul's gonna want to be spotlighting them a lot more. So we'll actually get
I'll
to
be
see.
able to watch them more, watch
Yeah.
all of their games. Where before
Exactly.
I could, whatever was on ESPN Plus, I could watch, but I wasn't able to watch every single game. Where now in the Premier League, here in the U.S., we're able to watch every single game.
Yeah, so we'll get to see the progress in real time, and so for you all watching at home, let us know. So we'll definitely be able to keep you updated on that Leeds progression. But I'm with you, Josh. I'm kind of interested to kind of see the business aspect of it. How much of that revenue are they putting into the stadiums to where they can actually make improvements and get more attendance, which equals more dollars and more sustainability, or is it putting it into the staff? Maybe some of the training facilities. What are those improvements going to be? I mean, of course, it's not going to be the same for every team because everyone has a little bit different. But
Put cup holders.
Cup holders. Put the fucking cup holders in Leeds. It's ridiculous.
Because England and Canada, both England and Canada, do not believe in cup holders.
Yeah.
I've gone to sporting events in both
They just have the
countries.
straight bench, not even like individualized seats.
But we do have one more video of Leeds, and these are the people that weren't at the game, but just showed up. The town just showed up outside the stadium to celebrate because we're going up, baby.
Yeah, because they don't have enough seating. Improve the seating, Leeds.
So one thing about soccer that I've noticed, they love their smoke flares or whatever the hell they're called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do.
They love them.
Yeah, they also love Molotovs and riots. So,
depending on the year.
Yeah, hooligans, we're looking at you.
Thinking about that, Green Street Hooligans. Go watch that movie. It's great.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Yeah, but yeah,
Frodo does an amazing job in it.
Yeah, he does. And Charlie Hunnam isn't.
Yeah, the guy from Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, he's really good. Yep. Anyway, that ends that movie talk. So anything else about your boys moving up? When was the last time how long has it been? I know you might have said it.
We've been in the championship now for the past 2 years. So we were in the Premier League 3 years ago. And the year before we were in the relegation battle, we had Jesse Marsh was our head coach, and he kept us up. And then we went through an entire January transfer window and then fired him afterwards, which I believe in him being sacked, but he should have been sacked before the January transfer window, because then now you have a new coach coming in and he doesn't get to pick any new players at all. The decisions made by the front office haven't been great before.
Are any of them named Nico?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I think that's where Nico got some inspiration from. He looked at the Leeds front office, but I think we got some lighting the lamp to do. We got some more playoffs.
Yeah, I was about to say. Speaking about Marshy, and all of that. Yes, Soul. Kachuk's back.
He's back.
That goal last night of him tapping it, that was really good. But they came out and told the Lightning they were their bitch, at least for game one. At least for game one.
It was good.
So, your thoughts on those things?
All right, we're going to show here. This one we did have correct last week, and we have it correct again this week.
Nice. 2 for 2, baby. Let's go.
It's been 0 days since we fucked up the Stanley Cup bracket.
Good job, CBS Sports. Way to stay on top of it. Bleacher Report, suck it.
Bleacher Report, good for wrestling rundowns, bad for brackets.
Bad for brackets. So the Panthers, they won their first game against the Lightning 6-2, and Tampa fans must have been 6-2 their stomach.
I like it.
Matthew Tkachuk is back, baby, and he scored 2 goals. We also got goals from the Sam Reinhart, Sam Bennett, and 2 goals from Nate Schmidt. And we're going to watch one of these goals because Josh needs to hear his favorite announcer again.
It's back,
Oh my God! Is it really? It's this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, so great.
Free puck, Barkov one hands it to Mikkola. Reinhardt gets 2 in the corner. Here's Kulikov loading up for a shot. They fucking score! It's Sam Reinhardt in front of the redirection, and the Panthers have the lead.
Oh, that's the Sam I know.
Sam Reinhart in front of the deflection.
Did he drop the F-bomb there? Did I
Yes.
get that? Did I get
Yes,
that
he
out?
did.
Oh my God! Can we listen to the F-ball thing?
Yeah,
again?
listen to.
Free puck, Barkov one hands it to Mikkola. Reinhardt gets 2 in the corner. Here's Kulikov loading up for a shot. They fucking score! It's Sam Reinhardt.
Fucking score!
I think he says
Yes.
the fucking scores, but it sounds like he says, and he fucking scores.
Yep, it's my head canon. He fucking scored.
He fucking scored.
He
Yeah.
is just walking money. Every time that golden corny voice gets excited.
You love him. You love him. And before going to other matchups, I just think you guys are going to appreciate this video. So let's watch.
Playing in the playoffs, Busy. You need some rats. And the Florida Panthers have rats on their team. The Rat Squad. And they bring in the biggest one of all, maybe, in the history of the league, Brad Marchand, to come in.
Yeah, no space killer.
He's been getting his feet a little wet, getting him a little taste of what it's like being a Florida Panther. And then guess what? Your first game in the playoffs with the Cats, guess who's back? Matthew Tkachuk. Who might be taking over for you, Brad, as the biggest rat in the history of the game. But imagine them out there together. You got Kucherov buzzing around, wanting to sauce these things around. Bomb. You got Braden Point flying up the wall. Bomb.
Elbow.
Yeah, soup can. Bennett came back last game, played his first game in a little while. He's going to be ripped, roaring, ready to go. But at the end of the day, I think this series goes 7 games. You look at the Tampa Bay, they're a sexier team, right, Biz? You'd rather take them out on a date.
Oh, no, I'd rather take out Florida. They're like the tramp stamp tattoo. They're the ones
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
all over deep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I like that. Doing all of it. I love Florida. In that regard. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay, I got to know what the censors for.
This series is going to go to a game 7, and not what Biz just said right there. You need the tramp stamps.
Yeah.
You need the cigarettes outside the bar. You need the guys getting dirty at the elbow room. And you want to look at the Cats for that.
You need the foot up on the side of the car. You know the girls that drive with it. That's an unreal move.
You need her with the load going. Sorry about that.
Family show, Biz. When you're playing in the playoffs, Busy, you need some rats. And the Florida Panthers have rats on their team. The Rat Squad.
So that's 3 former NHL players of Ryan Whitney, which Pete Whitney Vodka's pretty good. Biz, who was making the gargling noises, is part of. He's literally on the TNT equivalent of Inside the NBA. So the dude's on national television, and he doesn't give a shit. And then Keith Yandel was the guy who was talking about the rats and everything. So shout out to those former guys. They're hilarious and really good. And
we're the tramp stamps, apparently.
Yeah, they're the tramp.
The cigarette afterwards.
The leg
kicked up while driving.
Yeah, that move. Yeah,
that's a fucking move right there. That's a move. Yeah. Gargling.
Dude, I just want to break down the different accents you just said in that sentence, because you started off being Canadian, then you went Australian a little bit, and then you went Bostonian at the end.
Yeah, it's hockey. That's the hockey. That's the hockey accent, eh?
Yeah.
Boston, Australian, and Canadian, eh?
Yeah.
They're all the same. They're all the same pucks.
Yeah, they're all the same pucks. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought you guys would enjoy that one.
So good.
Oh, dude, spin
Yeah,
chicken.
I'm just sorry we couldn't get the full thing. It didn't want to go over 3 minutes for the 200 megabyte limit that we have on here.
You have a freaking rats.
Yeah, because they do go on, I think, for like another 30 seconds, talking more about tramp stamps or something.
Yeah.
But going on to this next game, we got Jets. They're up 2 games on the Blues, and we had a very big fight that happened at the end of their first game. Let's watch this.
In hockey?
In hockey.
And he just missed, not by much. And here we go, the rough stuff here.
Let's go.
Rivers is in on it. Braden Shen tried to get Neil.
Helmets off, gloves off. Let's do it. Shove a stick up someone's ass.
Ready for game 2.
The extracurricular activities have begun.
God, don't make it like about school, you fucking nerd.
Well, Braden Shen took a run at Neil Pionk, and you
The
can see
extracurriculars.
Shen family. And there's Alex Iafallo with 18.6
What if you like
left,
fall over your own stick?
Give everybody misconducts.
Oh, dude, yeah. I don't even know how they're standing on the fucking ice right now.
For rough and get them all off.
Really. I can't even fight when I'm not having to work against gravity and ice.
The Blues down 2 goals.
I can't believe there's a fight in hockey. What day is it?
Man.
Write it down.
So this fight led to 10.
Did that one guy hit a home run? This rare occasion that hockey had a fight.
Castellanos. Yeah.
This
Castellanos, but I always say Castellanos.
Oh, it's a double L.
Yeah, this fight led to 10 misconducts and the ref handing out 100 minutes of penalties in the last 19 seconds of the game. Luckily for them, penalties don't hold over to the next game.
Yeah. So,
not like is that like multiple life sentences? Okay. Like where it's like, okay, like we technically have to give you this, even though we know you're not Moses and you're not going to live to be like 400 years old.
This is the equivalent of getting killed in Grand Theft Auto and then coming out of the hospital with like a $600 fine.
Wasted.
Yeah. It's kind of the way to look at it. It's like, oh man, you died and all this other for doing all this bad stuff. You're back next game. It's cool.
Dude, I really want to play that now.
And then for the rest of we got Stars and Avalanche. They're tied 1 apiece. Golden Knights and Wild are tied 1 apiece. Kings won their first game against the Oilers. Maple Leafs are up 2 games on the Senators. Capitals won their first game against the Canadiens. Hurricanes are up 2 games on the Devils. The main questions we have are: will Maple Leafs break the curse? And does Josh know puck? Josh, do you know puck?
So far, so good. So far, so good. My Hurricanes won. We're good there. As far as updates, Avalanche are up 1-0 on Tushka's Dallas Stars at the end of the second period. The Oilers are down 3-1 in the second to the Kings, and the Caps beat the Canadiens to go up 2-0. So everything's kind of going the way I'm expecting it. Like I said, other than the Golden Knights sucked last night. But that's the only surprise so far. But that's what we like about playoff hockey, is because those type of things can happen. Whereas most of the tournaments in the first round, they're going according all a part of the plan.
And it's still best of 7. The first night does not indicate what's going to happen for the rest.
And it's always a 1-1 tie with that series. It's almost as if somebody said that might be the series to watch. It'd be the most exciting. That's crazy. Wild. 5-2. Let's go.
Yep. They're wild, man.
And
wild card.
This video here that we're going to play, that's a little bit of going off of that Jets and Blues game. This exhibits just playoff hockey. Let's watch.
The gosh dang Jets.
No penalty on the ice to Toronto, number 89, 2 minutes for high sticking. Ottawa, number 15, has
Is he reading from a prompter?
And then Toronto, number 2, 11, 25, 74, and 89 have 2 minutes for roughing.
I feel like he just gave out lottery numbers.
15, 22, 33, and 81.
Bingo! Bingo!
We're going to play 4 on 4.
4 on 4. So we're just gonna have the goalies just shoot pucks at each other.
This is why I love football, is because they basically they don't really try to over-explain things. The referees that do suck. I like the ones that just keep it simple, like offsides, everyone but the center. That's always great. Unsportsmanlike conduct, he was giving them the business. Like, that's literally, like, I always love, or like, roughing, or whatever that is. Like, they go right to the point. They don't have to tell you the offsides on 88, 92, 62, 63, whatever. Just everyone but the center, whatever. Just move on. But that dude read off all of Waffle House's menu.
We didn't get to see it, but he had, like, typically they don't have a card to read off of because it's just one or two players. Like, they can memorize it. It was so many players that they had to write it down on a card for him to read. Yeah. So that was, the Toronto versus Senators, the Battle of Ottawa there. So,
yeah, we're going to get the All-Star Special, the chicken biscuit, the pecan waffle, Texas Mountain Hash Browns.
Nice,
and then it's just like, can you just do like half Eggo, half regular waffle? Like, I like the Eggo in my waffle, which is not the waffle. Just
and you want an egg full.
Then can you?
What are you, like a basic white chick at Starbucks? Like, I'm gonna order off the menu.
If you go to Starbucks and not just like, what do you have here? It's fucking coffee. Move.
Yeah. Dude, seriously, if you spend more than probably 6 seconds at that counter and you're not like giving them your order, I believe that's how riots began.
No.
Yeah.
You need to have a cup of coffee to stand in line for a cup of coffee at Starbucks.
Yeah, like the Watts District riot, that wasn't over Rodney King.
It's over coffee?
It was over coffee. It's over coffee. They took 6 seconds.
I'm not Bostonian, but I'm going to just stick with my Dunkin' and leave all the white chicks like Josh over there at Starbucks.
Yeah.
Or, joke's on you all, I don't drink coffee. Because I wish I did, because it'd be a lot cheaper.
Than Red Bull? Monster?
Yep. Monster.
Yeah.
Yep. Monster, if you want to sponsor us, I'm open to it, because everyone sees
or
me
Red Bull. Want to have a heart attack before the age of 45? Red Bull.
No, Surge.
Gives you wings.
You got to go Surge.
Ooh, no, Surge, that did something with your pee-pee, didn't it?
It was, I don't know, it was...
I think we just need to get him a Four Loko.
Diabetes.
Oh, my God, bro.
Diabetes in a can.
Diabetes.
But we're already very weird right now. Do we want to get even weirder?
Let's do it.
I love getting weird. Yeah, let me click on the right graphic here. That'd be great. Yeah, guys, I know we already talked about NBA, but we had a moment that was equivalent to Marshawn Lynch jumping in the air and grabbing his dick and saying, "Hold my dick."
Mm-hmm.
And Anthony Edwards, sir, you are a goat for doing this. You're also $50,000 in debt to the league. But here we go. Yeah.
Anthony Edwards is just a character, man. Like, from his in the Olympics, where he was like, just got really excited about ping pong and that whole like thing with him in the female ping pong team, and he's always and him just being like, I'm just gonna give millions of dollars to my baby mama, and I'm not gonna take care.
So
of
I never have to pay child support again.
Pay child support again, just straight up. I'm just like,
yeah,
you know,
you're just painting on
like,
the front end. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, and just you might question his parenting skills, but he's entertaining. He's really good at basketball.
Entertaining, and they said this fine added on all of his other fines this year. He has paid $300,000 in fines this year to the NBA.
He's not. He's gonna be Anthony Edwards. Like, at the end of the day, like you don't have to be like, oh, who is he for real? It's like, no, Anthony Edwards is him. Like, I always like, even though he's done some things I disagree with and I don't like, especially his parenting situation. Take care of your kid, dog. But I always like the fact that he is him. Like he doesn't try and put on a face or anything. Like he's him 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And I always, even though I might disagree with some of the things that he does, is I always do respect someone that doesn't try and put on a front or anything and just 100% them. That's why we still that's why we like the Jersey Shore people. And like we couldn't get away from them is because that's who they are. Like
do we?
Yeah. Yeah, the thoughts and opinions of Josh Mabry do not reflect.
Okay,
us.
let me rephrase. That's the reason we were entertained by the Jersey Shore people?
Yeah.
That's what I mean by like, because I was entertained by it. I don't know why.
But yeah, but being authentic and genuine.
Yeah.
Even if you're a garbage person. It's just really weird to see. You're talking about like the parenting aspect. I mean, people in the WNBA are model parents. They do not just have promiscuous sex and have abandoned children across the nation and then just pay out the ass and child support for the rest of their life in their retirement. So that's not a thing, man. So Anthony Edwards just kind of breaking the mold there. But our boy K-Love, we love K-Love. Apparently is off of Jimmy Butler's dick, and he's onto somebody else's. God damn.
I am a star. I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star. I am a big, bright, shining star.
All right. Big, bright, shiny star. I forgot about that line.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
And the caption said, Ant talking to himself pre-game after getting fined for telling Lakers fans my dick's bigger than yours. Eggplant emoji, ruler emoji.
Yeah, it was in the video there. But yeah. Thank you, K-Love, for keeping Twitter alive, I guess, or Instagram.
Well, shout out to the editor who.
Yeah.
Because it almost went away there for a second.
I was gonna say, yeah, there was one where you could see a little bit more pixel definition than you might want. I actually thought it was the Blue Origins rocket. That's what I thought that was coming out of his pants. So Katy Perry was not singing "What a Wonderful World."
It's not this show. You don't want my opinion on it.
No, it's not. Oh man, this is the weird part, dude.
I mean, I've never seen so many people that are like disagree on everything, and everyone just came to agreement, be like, "What the fuck was that?"
Welcome to the internet, bud.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to America.
Yeah, it's always crazy. It's like, wasn't a female like lost in space for like 3 months?
Yeah, but that's NASA. That's the poor side of space. This is the rich side of space.
Whatever.
Anything else on Anthony Edwards' dick?
Apparently, it's bigger than a lot of people's, according to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might be.
We don't know. He needs to prove it.
Yeah. But anyways, I need a little bit of a palate cleanser. Maybe not the best metaphor when talking about that. But anyways, let's wash our eyes out with a couple of twins. And our moment is in.
10 News First was on the scene to secure one of the greatest eyewitness accounts in history. We have an extended version and masterpiece from local twins Bridget and Paula Powers describing the moment their mum came face to face with the alleged gunman.
What happened this morning?
Well, we were in cleaning our birds and we heard this big bang. We said, oh no, another car accident. So we drop everything and we went running out.
I feel like we should talk like this
We seen
from now on.
Mum running out from the house up there. And then
it's me and Josh singing basketball.
And checking to see if the person was okay. And one guy, he was up there with our mum.
Mom?
And he went up there and he was coming back down towards us.
It's crazy.
And
Do
he
they live their life like this?
"Run, He's got a gun." And our heart started to pound. And I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there. But apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?"
Because he had all blood
all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help."
And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran
They have to rehearse this.
into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." Yes.
Yes.
An extraordinary exchange. The twin witnesses, Bridget and Paula Powers, are with us now. Firstly, thank you so much for joining us. And how is your mum?
Mum is doing really well. And people are saying, "Oh, she's brave." And Mum kept saying to us, "I've had 7 kids. I'm fine."
7 kids and fine, baby.
It's like I couldn't like, it's like one of those things like you can't unwatch it. You just have to keep watching it.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, but apparently these are like twins that have they've done stories about them, and this is how they have to do everything together, even if they're not married, but even if they were to get
obviously.
Well,
I do.
But they said that even if they were to get married, they would still live with each other.
Yeah, it's called codependency, and it's weird. It's a weird one. So, any final thoughts on that video before we get out of here?
It was weird.
Yeah, and you want to torture me one more time, so?
Yeah, we got to sports meme of the week. And I just want to let everyone know that Josh sent one of these. So this is not just us torturing Josh. This is Josh torturing himself.
Yeah.
And we have this first one here. Number of rings since 1997. J-Lo, 6. Dallas Cowboys, 0.
This was too. You just have to accept it. And this, I did laugh. I'm like, it sucks, but it's true.
You want to see something even worse? Zootopia 2 has better odds to win Best Picture at the Oscars than the Dallas Cowboys do to win the Super Bowl.
I mean, Zootopia was a bomb movie, so I can see why Zootopia would be favored. And Dallas is gonna suck.
Is this your year coming up?
We're gonna trade the farm for Ashton Genty. I just know it. We're gonna trade so much shit just to get a running back, which is fine. I like Ashton Genty. I think he's the next great running back in the NFL. But speaking about that, the NFL draft starts tomorrow, the first round, and then on Friday you'll have the second and third round, and then on Saturday 4 through 7. We'll see maybe the next Brock Purdy as far as Mr. Irrelevant is concerned for that, and then Tushka and I plan on bringing to you all how the draft is going to affect you on Monday. So fantasy fuck around coming back in April. That's right, we said it.
One night in April.
Do you get us talking about players you never heard of and that 7th round pick that you might want to check in on?
I like it. What else we got going on this week, guys?
We got the fallout of WrestleMania that myself and Justin, and shout out to Josh Kimmel for joining Justin and I last week. That was a whole lot of fun as far as the WrestleMania preview is concerned. And then Justin and I will be breaking down everything, the fallout of WrestleMania, comments that The Rock said on why he didn't show up, which took away from the finish. Other things, like one of the best Raws after WrestleMania that we've seen in some time. So just a lot, and other news that's going around. Obviously, our thoughts of certain people coming out, like Triple H coming out and being like, "Oh, we don't just be a fan, don't give us your opinion," and stuff like that. So we'll get into that whole scenario of like the comments of other people in the wrestling world, and we're doing all that tomorrow night at 8 Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. So join us for that. Then Mickey 7, not 17. But that is what the book is. That's what the movie is based off of for our Rev book club. Because why is it Mickey 17 and not 7 Soul?
Why is it Mickey 7 and not 17?
Well, I'm sorry, but the movie is 17, not 7. I get what you're saying. You get what I'm saying. Just
in the movie, Bong Joon-ho wanted to kill him 10 more times.
That's right. That's right. I will say this so far: the book pretty good. It's not as good as I was expecting, but if you want my full review and Soul's full review, tune in to Rev Book Club, happening every first Friday of a month.
May 2nd.
May 2nd. So we're gonna be doing that.
Good hook right there, man. I was ready for your explanation, and you pulled out.
Okay.
Got anything else? Is that it?
I was gonna refrain from going on with that.
Oh, come on, man. No. Is there more shows? No Game Dudes?
Game Dudes, right now we are pausing until we finish the game that's super boring to stream. So just to be straight up with you. So we got the cool little short from Andromeda Lick These Nuts. That's about the peak of our entertainment value of that video game. It's too turn-based, so it doesn't do the numbies that we were hoping to do. But we are going to, after we finish that, the Game Dudes will be back because we will be starting Diablo 4.
Hey, there we go.
Nice.
All right, maybe we'll figure out something in the between time for Tuesdays. But speaking of pulling out, Anthony Edwards, if you didn't want to take care of your kid, you should have pulled out, man. But for everybody, follow us at Ruckus EV, everything, everywhere. For Josh, Soul, I'm Tushko. We out of here. Y'all take care. Peace.
That's my machine.